Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith of the Black Channel here at Ticker Talker, and it's a little bit of a sleepy Friday here, if you will. But a few things to point out, because whenever you come to a Friday, you want to start seeing how next week is developing. We had a dividend here in the SPY, but just here you can see that weekly here, red, closer to the lows after today. We'd have to take that out, but you always want to look at the weekly and see what's coming in. What's the next two? Am I closer to taking out the highs, or am I closer to taking out the lows? And you see this month took out the previous high, slightly green, but just kind of sitting there a little bit lackluster. So yesterday was important, and I want to stress this because you don't see this very often. But here's what uh, here's what occurred. So we had Fed Day, and Fed Day. So Fed Day, you can see this. We traded down, and then Fed comes out. Boom. We go back blasting into the highs, right? And so when you see this outside bar three, taking out the highs and the lows, right? And so what that does is that blows out all the shorts, keeps everybody long from the Fed news. And when you take this out, this is a 3-2 reversal. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it almost certainly goes out towards the lows once you take this out, because you got everybody long and they all go underwater right here. And then when you gain magnitude, you're going to take this out. These two are going to become an outside bar of that, you see, right here. So if you go to the monthly, you'll see something like this. Back here. This is a 3-2 continuation last year when they killed it, right? Boom, 3-2 continuation. This is a 3-2 reversal when you have the body green and taking out the highs, right? So that was really important to know about. Then we come in this morning, and when we open here, you can see this in the lower left. Inside on the 60, could take out the highs or the lows, and then boom, there's your equilibrium, your 2-1-2 reversal back to the upside. So that's what we're dealing with. Like I said, it's conflict. We call it conflict when you're red on the week and green on the month, and so you can expect some of this back and forth chop like you're seeing. Another thing that's going to be important here coming into next week is QQQ. And QQQ, once again, this monthly, a real problem as far as trading back and forth of these monthlies. Real, just sitting there. And now, once again, that level we're watching, that 310.88, if we can get this thing going, because if you go up here, you're going to see the inside week last week, right? Here, upper middle. Inside week, we took it up, but then we come back in, right? That's up potential rev strat, 1, 2, 2. And if we do that, this low here, remember, it's 309.66, just a little bit below that. So those two levels coming in next week for the Qs, certainly going to be keeping an eye on that. If we can get some more downside, that's what that would look like. If we go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, the Dow Jones Diamonds, you can see, did similar here on the 60. This is why I tweet this stuff out. 2 inside 60, back up. Now the thing about this here, you can see it wasn't strong enough to take this out, right? And so all these three here become a compound inside bar in here. And you see right on the flip, the new 60 that we just got, starting to back off just a tad. Q's firming up though on that 60 here. If you go back to the Q's here, so that's green. So a little conflict in there, and you can see this just doji now, weak. That's no good. So another thing we can watch is those high vol names like GameStop, which is kind of dried up this week. But if you go to GameStop, you're going to see this inside week in red, and you can see in conflict with the month, right, which is green, right. So we can expect a little back and forth in here, and once you go down here in the daily, down here, and then go green and start coming back through, we're looking to be an outside day here. And how we got that was the same pattern that we're looking at SPY and diamonds. The inside 60 back through previous range, right? And still going now. Here she comes, right? That's good. And so the thing about that is I talk about how the rise of GameStop has affected the XRT. The good thing about watching these two in concert is that XRT here had already hammered and gone 2-2 reversal before that happened in GME. And then once GME, then it got it rocking. You see that? And that gives you this broadening formation in XRT to keep an eye on. Right, so far not stopped out and still good and still trying to go here. All right, if we get to the Facebook warming up here, and Facebook, like a lot of these, the fangers have been kind of snoozing here, but now it wakes up, and you can see this here, the monthly, inside month, right? It slightly took it down, then goes green, then comes back through, and you can see all these here. That's like a pivot machine gun, right? Stops against here, 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 and here. So Facebook's starting to warm up. Also, if you remember, it was an inside quarter, right? And so now it took it down, and now it's trying to go back inside quarter to the upside, right? If we go to Home Depot, right? Did we know about this? We sure did. Home Depot does this. On the weekly, 2 down, 2 up, 2 reversal here. Over 263.10, right? We knew about that, right? And if that works, this is going to turn into the outside month, which it did. And coming back through all these pivots, you might get some more out of this. But we know outside bars exist. So once it changed green, 258.81, gave us the reversal here. Boom, this is going to become an outside month. It did it. That tells us to look at lows. Same pattern on the weekly. Goes down. 2 reversal, 2 down, 2 up here. Over 164.79. The month changed green at 160.76. And now, last month's high, 179.46. Give me 179.47. Give me an outside month coming in lows. If we go to Clovis, and Clovis having a nice little day here, and you can see this poked down on the week here, and then boom on the gap, outside week to the upside, potential outside month here down the lower middle. That'd be above 11.10. Right, coming back through the previous range, you can see here, kicking pattern. All red, goes out in the lows. If you're short this thing, you can stay short. Then you come in here, cover, right? Okay, so we'll see if that sets up again. If you go to more retail to Best Buy, and Best Buy, once again, you're going to see this on the month. The potential outside month to the upside, right? Once that turns green, starts coming back here, it's a lot closer to being an outside bar than anything else, right? It is. You'll also notice it has the same pattern that Lowe's and Home Depot had per the weekend video. If you watch those, I would do that. 2 down, boom, there's your reversal here. Above 103.75, trading 119er. Not bad. If we go to healthcare, so one of the things we were watching in that Dow Jones was UNH. See if this backs off. Because the magnitude on here, the 2.2, is going to take this out on monthly. Once this was green and took this out, above 344.63. Right now we're looking to take this out and maybe that. This is 367.49. Let's get it, because you're seeing that with Centene on the monthly, the 2.2 reversal on a big distance up in here. If they want to keep going, here was your outside day yesterday. Now continuation, which means that this rejection, taking out the lows, was rejected, still being rejected by going the highs. ANTM did its job. This is what we look for, right? We've talked about this all month. If you want to go back to any recordings, the outside month, the poke down, the 322 back here, above 313.85, still going at 355. Humana, and Humana here. Once again, this is how much more room this thing has if they want to really crank this thing. 322 above 391.30, trading 412. So closing out near to the highs of the week. Potential Momo hammer. Anybody got short in here? It holds for the hope thing that it rolls over next week. Boom, right there. That's where they can get it handed to them. If we go to SFM. And SFM coming back in now. So we're keeping an eye on this. Backs off on the week, so that was a little bit of a problem. But now that it comes in, let's not pretend we don't get stopped out, right? Because here's the inside day that went up. It was reconfirming this inside month to the upside. Just crapped out on them, so we'll see. Still for next week, you want to see if it can take anything out of this out or stay green because it's still inside month and up, so it still would be on the radar. If we go to TME, just having a nice week. Green. One of the things you like to see here too is when guys get the chop suey. There's guys who will never touch this thing again. Once you see this type of a range, it's a breakout. Is it? Puke. Oh, I'm going to get short. Are you? Rally. Doji, chop them up. So then once it actually is really moving like this, there's guys who wouldn't touch this thing. We would. We could deal right here. 60, pokes down. As soon as that thing goes green here, you're green on all time frames. Full time frame continuity. That's going to be an outside bar. And then you get that. You see? If we go to, I forgot about Molina Health also. You can keep an eye on MOH here coming up a little bit. The 2 up, the 2 down, boom, on the monthly, above this. 227.87. Looking to take this at 246.72. The market just kind of stabilizing here right now. If we go to, forget about Williams Sonoma, Morito. Get boy. Gapped on the earnings. Inside month to the upside. That's outside 312. We're looking to take that out. Got it. Inside week. Now here, this is one of the things you look for. The pivot machine gun right on the opening. Here. 2-2 reversal and take these guys all out in one shot. I'm short against here, 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 and here. Are you? Good for you. If you go to the 15, or here you go. The inside 15 for the continuation. That was pretty nice there. Now starting to chop them up a little bit. But we'll see. If we go to HOME, Homeboy. And Homeboy, you can see that month here. Inside month to the upside. Is that something we look for? Def is. Then you get your inside 15 here for a nice entry there, and off she goes. And we'll see if that keeps going for you. If we go to ZKIN, one of the things we look for is nice long red and green bars, and you certainly got green bars here and an inside week to the upside. Hits its magnitude here by taking this out. All right, see that. And now it backs off a little bit as it goes into exhaustion. We'll see if we set that up on a 30. Yeah, we'll see in the next half an hour. Once this half an hour closes out, this is a 2 up, this is a 2 down. By taking that low out, this would get my attention. The high's taking out this high of this 30. If we go to Kirk. And Kirk, well, these things we look for here. First of all, we got the outside month. That's a 1-bar rev strat month, or once that went green. The outside week, inside week, right? Because once you do that, we're looking to take this out because they're wanting to pay up, sell down. They met back in the middle. Now here comes the real move. Looking to take this out here. 32.68. For the downside, we get some Visa. Got some bad news here. And Visa comes back in rev strat style weaker. Inside week, pokes up, boom. As soon as it took this out, got our attention, right? Below 215.81, right? And that tells you to look at MA. Here, doing the same thing. Inside, up, and then boom, right back down. We'll see if these things set up for you again. Coming into next week, certainly want to look for, some of these big cap Nazis. Roku, inside week. Still 2-2 reversal on the month. You've got Palo Alto. Took the inside week down to reconfirm the rev strat 1-2-2, right? We'll see if that continues. That was a nice little hit the last few days over there. Okta here, inside week, right? How does that break? Rev strat 1-2-2. We've got also Starbucks setting up the rev strat week with this Q's, but day ain't over yet, but you can see this inside week, and then boom here. We'll see if that takes that out. Doji on the month, so that gives us a little caution on that, but that tells us we can reverse and just go back and forth and seem like we're doing something, but not really. and Amazon. Inside week goes up, comes back in. All right, well, that's going to do it. Looks time to watch some basketball, I think. And I hope everybody had a great week and has an even better weekend. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith and Black Channel here at Ticker Tacker Strat Time Report.